Okay, guys. Happy Friday. Child. It is not Friday. Listen. Love and light. Mercury is direct today. Y'all, listen. I'm always trying to educate. Listen. Okay, reset. Coming to the table. How are you doing? Okay, it's Monday. It's not Friday. But I always try to stay educating people that, listen, Mercury retrograde is not your enemy. And I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, which by virtue of that means I have a lot of Uranian energy, child. I don't really normally get too out of whack with the retrogrades. I kind of vibe in the different mercurial frequencies, and I like it. And I always teach people that it's a container, right? It is a container. Let me smudge us out. Okay, this is Palo Santo hydrosol. I'm still trying to lay low. Yeah, I burn incense every morning. Like as soon as I get up and I light my candles in the altar and I get ready to go about my day, I burn incense. But just it's harder for me like when I'm sitting right up under it. I do sound much better today holding my Duracell quartz. Woo, she's been helping me out. Okay. I think we need to talk about her again. Duracell quartz is amazing. It's very similar. It's like if you put moonstone in with rose quartz. To me, that's what it feels like. But all the stones want to come over today. Okay. I've got what we call my candle quartz. Don't it look like wax just drip down it? I know. I mean, duh. That's why they call it candle quartz. I know. I just think it's so pretty. And then my girasol, however you prefer to say that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked about it before, and talked about it with friends. I feel like it's really just kind of rocked me. I'm not even gonna lie, because Mercury is in Aries, and then has done this. We said we're swimming back, the salmon swimming upstream. We're going back into the Pisces waters. We did that with both Mercury and Venus. And I have big fire placements in my chart, although, yes, I am, infamously claimed as the Aquarius stellium. Y'all, my Aquarius is going to override at the end of the day. But look, I do have a lot of big fire placements. And so I have these big Aries placements. And one of them is Mars and the other is Venus. And I don't know why, I just feel like this retrograde season has it was like I was super ready, not like in a let's get up and be a hurry, let's hurry and get busy again. That's not the vibe, and I am adamantly teaching otherwise for that. I think it's important. It's really important this year. No, ain't nobody gonna get nowhere trying to be in a big old hurry, trying to do more to get more and be more. No, that's not the Spirit says the formula. That equation, that math will no longer be mathing. It's about alignment. Okay, but what I'm saying is, woo, I'm glad that Mercury, I know we'll probably have like a week of post retrograde, like the shadow. But and then on top of that, like I had the respiratory funk, and it was really just slowing me down, which is it's again, slower is better. Quality is a bajillion times over quantity. Even more so in this year, right? So it's like I totally get it, but I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm glad. I kind of said, whoo, and that's rare for me. We need, but we do. Listen, hear me out. This is a rarity for me, but I will often always please remind everybody we need the recalibration. I do like to always hit pause and say, let's come back and understand our retrogrades, okay? Because Mercury and Venus are going to be the more common ones, especially Mercury. And we're going through this on occasion, 3 times a year, rarely. Mercury retrograde is our friend. Imagine that you hit pause on a lot of things except for the most top priority things and like your everyday self-care. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Excuse me. Where can I shuffle at to get us started today? Are we going to start with the ooh, where are we going, Spirit? Sorry, hold on. We're going to get out the Metamuse Tarot, but Mercury retrograde is like an incubation chamber. It's very like Archangel Raphael. You're in a chamber, you know, your team and higher dimensionalities and spirit for the highest and best good. They're kind of, and like you're getting scanned, you're getting recalibrated, you're getting realigned. Anything that is trying to come into your energetic field that you have not either co-created or attracted or manifested is going to be blocked. You kind of have like all of this divine, it's like running interception on the past type of vibes. Your ancestors are there, your team and spirit is there, your higher self. Divine, you know, interception. You're being protected. It's like having a GPS on and spirit just being like, trust me. Yes, I know it requires you to slow down and hit this left. It may add 5 minutes on the trip, but we're picking up something up here, or we're avoiding what's going to lead to a huge crash out, you know, if you don't hit this left. Okay, so Mercury retrogrades are actually very important. We did Mercury retrograde in Aries and then in Pisces. So it's like, I'm not even going to lie. I'm glad. Woo! Okay, let me come out of the chambers. And then, of course, as we have been talking about on more than one occasion, Mercury and Venus were working very close together. They were only within a few degrees of each other while they were retrograding. So, hello. Monday, right? It feels good to me. It is a heavily rainy, like, it's a little bit heavier than, you know, like our normal spring rains. But it's good. It's kind of cozy. It feels good. The energy, yeah, it does feel cleansed and clearing out. We do still, by the way, I want to get into, man, the dream space this morning. When I say dream space, I do have very vivid dreams, you guys, but I've talked about before, I have this process where I'll wake up and I'll barely be awake. And like, if I feel called, I was doing it a lot more last year, but I started getting like so much in journaling and then going down and learning this and jumping off the deep end with it. It was a lot. And I mean, it was amazing, but I kind of had to like gear it down. I was like, whoa, spirit, team of higher self. Hold on. Like, let me catch up to you. Y'all give me nuggets and I'll be studying it for multiple weeks. Trying to just what? But this morning it was like a lot. And I only wrote down some of it, but I was really guided. My spirit team, you know, spirit was like, we should talk about this. And what will happen is clairaudiently, right? Very clearly I will hear. It's like a sentence or a phrase. And I'll be like, huh? And then if I can try to, like, as soon as I wake back up, I'll hear so clearly. And I'll just grab my phone, which I really normally try to keep turned off. I don't like to sleep. Y'all, please, child, turn your phone off at your bedside. Love and light. Okay, please. But, anyway, I'll turn my phone on. I have like, you know, you have like a notepad. Listen, I can't, look, if people be like, put a journal beside your bed. I can't. I've tried to go back and read that before and be like, what was I writing? I can't do it. So I'll type, because a lot of times it'll autocorrect you, you know. So I'll type on my notepad. But that's a process that I have. If you're ever curious to like expand in the dream time, in your astral or maybe lucid dreaming or whatever the case may be, I tried different processes. This is just a side note, but it's great to actually consider. We'll have North Node in Pisces all year. So if you're taking on these new spiritual gifts, or you feel called to develop in your spiritual path and maybe astral travel, very Pisces, dipping in between the realities and the realms and the mystic messages in dream time possibly. I think it's appropriate, right? I tried to do it. I tried to like set up a routine before I go to bed, but I would just fall asleep, and I would be so tired from a busy day that it just really didn't do much for me. So the morning time for me works better, but take it as you will. You know, maybe you set intentions. In the beginning, I really worked on just setting the intention and talking to my spirit team. Like at first I tried it at night, but I didn't. I mean, I had some dreams. I did. But then I heard someone talk about this method of doing it in the morning. And then right before you doze back off, like, spirit, what do I need to hear? You know, set your intentions Always make sure that you're surrounded by very grounding and very protective things. Know how to hold protection over your body and your own space. You need to take the responsibility of that knowledge, love, and light, and make sure that you have protective measures around your body. That's regular spiritual hygiene these days, though. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to be on that anyway. Knowing how to protect your vessel. Excuse me, while you sleep. My bracelet protection and the intentions that I've set and how I work it and charge it and cleanse it and clear it works for me. But everybody has different ways. I also have like mists and sprays. But anyway, I built that up over time, right? And kept setting the intentions and kept writing the things down and following the rabbit holes and watching for the synchronicities. And then giving feedback back to my higher self and my spirit team and kind of just opening up that channel. It's like developing a relationship. It's very soul star, crown chakra, third eye. You're developing the stairway. I'm seeing the Hierophant card. Becoming your own guru. Maybe that's a message for someone. I am my own guru, or wise teacher, basically spiritual leader, guru. This candle smells weird. Oh, how do we have two flames? How? There's not two candles in there. I'm sorry, but what? How is that happening? Well, I just knocked one out by accident. I'm gonna relight it. How? Is it an old child? Somebody have a twin flame that's trying to come reach back out. What is this about? Spirit, I haven't even shared my channel messages. Look, this is the one I initially had lit. Where the hell did that other one come from? I know you better do your cord cutting. I know somebody better not be in here trying to pull off your flame. Not in 2025. I don't know. Maybe there's a new business partnership, creative partnership, a spark, an idea, a flame. Doesn't have to be romantic. What? That is crazy. That is interesting. We just reading the candle today. Look, not now. This one's done went out. I relit this one and this flame went back out. What? And that is fascinating. That is so fascinating. Anyway, let me refocus, y'all. Yeah, so that's how I developed that clairaudient practice in the morning. I want to reiterate too, if you never write anything down, if you never pursue and acknowledge and say, I see you on the synchronicities, or read about and develop, you know what I'm saying? Do something with the things that you hear. Like I remember one time I wrote down something about microwaves. I can't remember what the whole sentence was. When I tell you, I read about that shit for like 2 months and so many different connections came from it. And I had pages and pages in my journal. Okay, but if you're not like I'm not saying everything you hear is going to be pages and pages in your journal. But I'm saying, like, what do you do with what your spirit team and your higher self gifts you through that gift or modality? If you're not doing anything with it, like, why would you keep gifting someone through that modality? If you were divine source and spirit, if you were your higher self trying to toss nuggets to your lower self in this realm of density, and you ain't never do nothing with it, would you keep tossing them? No. What's the point? Like, hello? It's like ding, 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 Bueller. So that's just my 2 cents about it. But in the morning time, this morning, it was very loud, and it was a lot. I was hearing Jupiter's moons, Saturn loses its rings. I heard specifically rapid upgrade, receptivity of energy through waves. In the body or through the body, received, transfer, or transmission. And what I found was really interesting, you guys. I was reading, I've kind of heard about in March, everybody was talking about, whoa, what's happening to Saturn? I heard someone's, and people were saying all this crazy stuff. But honestly, Saturn's rings, first of all, they're not as old as Saturn. And it's very fascinating, but there was this whole explanation of like Saturn's rings are made up of ice. And, over the years, there's this whole process of where the rings are getting pulled in towards Saturn like faster and faster. And so the particles are kind of breaking down from the rings. And then it's like something about either the way that Saturn is tilted or the way that Earth is tilted or both. And because the rings are getting smaller, it's harder to see them. So to our planet, it is very hard now to actually see the rings of Saturn. And it was very interesting to be taken back to that. But what I found was fascinating is that over millions of years, right, the rings may have been created out of Saturn's moons that had broken down. And then, of course, different frozen water and different things that may be spewed off of when Saturn had different moons, etc., etc. It was really interesting. I think what Spirit was trying to say by bringing up Saturn losing its rings was this metaphor that had to do with Jupiter. And I was really sitting with this because, everybody knows Jupiter has freaking all these moons. It's 80. No, it's more. It's 80 or 90, something like that. Moons. And a bunch of them are really small, right? And there's the main ones. What is one of them I always remember? I think it's Europa and Europe. I always remember those. But there was something here. Saturn loses its rings was like a metaphor for the gatekeeper. Saturn is the gatekeeper, referred to as the Lord of Karma and Time. He who holds the keys. Think very like Zeus, very Thanos, very. I have a glove and it has all the stones and I can snap time out. This is the vibe. Saturn carries a vibe, right? And we've also been talking. This is a trail that Spirit was kind of taking me down in my higher self and my own intuition. We've also been talking a lot about how Saturn is getting ready to complete almost 30 years of karma. Oh, child, excuse me. Excuse me. Saturn is getting ready to complete almost 30 years of karma, and that's coming at the end of May, right? Saturn has now traversed the entire zodiac wheel. Not only will Saturn complete Pisces, Saturn will also complete that whole cycle. And it was just something here about, now mind you, never again will you be able to look up in the sky and see Saturn's rings the same way. And that's just something that's changing. But I was thinking, well, people developed all these myths about the archetypal energy of Saturn because of the way he looked, because he kind of held the gates to the farthest point of the naked eye in the sky. And now the way that we look at his gates and his keys, gates and keys are changing. I think it's very fascinating to consider this because it's Spirit is reminding me we had channeled a lot in different messages at different points in time, more so last year. We kept saying, you're getting ready to receive these keys. And I had even made this reference. I was like, oh, you guys, the keys is what's going to start up the spaceship. I remember channeling one message, and this is when Pluto was getting ready to go into Aquarius, officially. Earlier this year, maybe late last year. I was like, oh, we're going to get in our Pluto spaceships, and we're really going to take off because the energy is just going to disperse. And I was making this, channeling this visual about Saturn was changing our assignments, and we were going to get our divine inheritance, which it's just dude, that's not even about money. It's so much bigger than that. It has to do with receiving these gates. These keys. Imagine Saturn now is opening the gates and they'll never be closed the same way again. This is kind of something that I was picking up on. And then I was like, well, Spirit, what does this have to do with, why am I hearing Jupiter's moons? And I'll study these things more on my own because I'll find a lot for just myself and a lot of my own writing. But if it's possible that the dissolving or the eroding or the whatever you would call it of Jupiter's moons, millions and millions of years, if the rings are made up of particles that consist of a lot of what the moons used to be. And I was just like, man, the moon's just like this metaphor for, our subconscious, and even Saturn, the big Lord and the gatekeeper of the common, the laws of time, and even he has moons. And now that these gates are moving back, you think, but even Jupiter is such a huge planet, way bigger than even Saturn, still has all of these moons. It's almost like this some sort of metaphor for like a lot of the subconscious matter that we kind of alchemize, right? Imagine a moon over time wearing down, right? Has become like our wealth, because Jupiter is like wealth, abundance, wisdom. It's like we alchemized a lot of this on our own, but also in the collective consciousness. This is one of the things that's helping us ascend. And the gates are even opening for us in a different way. This was kind of, what this makes me think of too? This is wild, because I was writing too this morning and studying the Star of David because it came up in this piece of art, and then I don't know, it came up in 2 or 3 different places, which I'm not surprised because I'm taking notes to record to do some teaching about the dragonfly and divine masculine, feminine, water, fire, and we're going to talk about the Star of David. So like Spirit, of course, is now showing me these things everywhere. But there's an important shift and alchemization. And now these gates will open, and the timing is not an accident. I think it's also really fascinating to consider, of course, that Neptune is now doing what? In the midst of all these water trines we've been talking about. Well, the moon is moved into Leo now, but we still do have... well, you know what, though? I think I'm looking at the chart. I think Mars trining Saturn, is that the only water trine left? Yeah, because Neptune's not in water anymore, child. And the moon isn't either. Yeah. Interesting. So some of these are now, like, these fire elements are now being introduced with these, because I was working with these water trines this weekend. Very interesting. Very interesting, because then I was thinking, well, what happens when we open the gates? And Spirit was like, well, we've got a whole new type of flood, and it comes down. It's poured all the way down from Neptune. Neptune is like the very like Archangel Gabriel, the silver chalice overflowing with the, the cosmic milk, the galactic waters, which are a mirror for like the ocean's womb and waters, right? So it was like this deluge. And Pisces has brought in this Pisces cycle that we went through. Saturn's still bringing through the remainder of that water. North Node in Pisces will still carry out that work through the rest of the year. And Mars in Cancer is now completing that work. But it's like this water, it's like a cosmic milk flowing through where the gates are now open. And it's what aids in this alchemy, because now Neptune is shifting. Neptune is sitting in the 0 degree point of Aries. And it's like if you I don't know, I'm seeing some sort of like if you put a spark behind the waterfall and it's like a whole different glow about this water that's coming down, and it comes down from Neptune. It moves down all the way through, Uranus, through the gates of Saturn, and then so on and so forth. But it was a very like, I don't know, what would you call a rapid fire? A rapid fire, but it's like water. I don't even know what you would call that. That's so wild that I'm saying that out loud because I've been, literally working on. So this is a channeled message in the energy. And so a lot of this, of course, because it's coming through, is we will be continuing to rapidly upgrade. And everything is happening in waves, right? A frequency. We're sitting here talking about all this water. This could be, okay, Spirit is showing me Neptune moving like a wave, which feels like water, but it's actually a frequency. And it's being recalibrated. With what? In the body, through the body, receiving a transfer. Receiving a transfer. It makes me think of like you go deposit something in a bank account. Is this an energetic deposit? We are receiving this. Now I'm thinking about like Schumann, solar flares, stuff that is way closer to our planet. Interesting. This makes me think about too, you guys. I'm totally just channeling and sharing my channeled messages. And this is how my process is even with my own self, I was reading that like these rings that have all of these particles, some of the remnants of those Saturnian like particles can end up in our atmosphere as well, which I thought was kind of fascinating to ponder. What just came out? Okay, so we have, I always call this the Pillar of Light card. This is interesting because we're talking about opening the gates, which we would say Kether is like the crown. This is where it's coming down through. Malkuth would be like, this is what manifests into the kingdom, right? So this is very interesting. Perhaps the divine masculine and feminine, or you would say the left-hand path versus the right-hand path. These have become very equal. So now the gates can open so that it can flow through uninhibited. Interesting that we have the Two of Wands. We have Mars energy on the Two of Wands. Okay, I'm going to write uninhibited flow of light. And when we say light, we're talking about frequential energy, right? Uninhibited flow of light, of energy. Now, Spirit is reminding us that that also translates all the way down through with the influence of Pluto and Aquarius at the very highest point, right? Sitting all the way out there. No one checks Pluto. Remember that. He's the All-Father. He's the Odin dude chilling in his chair. He's moving through Aquarius energy now. So all the way down, that's dissolution of information as well. Imagine a bunch of gates being open, a whole new frequency of waves coming in towards the planet, onto the planet, already influencing the planet, Spirit is saying, correcting me. Particles. It's kind of interesting that we're talking about Saturn too, because we're channeling and receiving a lot. I've been receiving a lot and studying with Spirit about the inverted Saturn tesseract and the black cube and all of these things that are being broken down now. Very interesting considering Saturn loses its rings. It's almost like Saturn's being forced to give up his old level of power. It's interesting though, connected with Jupiter's moons. I think that will unfold a little bit more maybe as I sit with that later. Okay, so we're seeing the Two of Wands. All right, so the Two of Wands at his base form, look, Spirit was saying, what if this is the goddess holding the earth? I heard, it's not the whole world in her hands. This is an activation. It's coming through a gateway to activate earth. An activation point. I say that a lot in one-on-one readings about the Two of Wands. What is activating you and what does that make possible for you? Possibilities moving through new gateways. How will you make that manifest into the kingdom? The left hand and the right hand, or the left and right brain, masculine, divine, feminine. Boaz and Joaquin. However you look at that, dark and light, left and right, you know what I mean? Anyway, though, it's the Two of Wands. Very, very fascinating. What do we have? A whole bunch of water, the whole fucking ocean in the background with fire, the element, the element of fire on the wands. There's something about don't feel worried. Don't stop at the beginning of the gateway and stay in fear. There's a big activation going on. Now, how do we say, Spirit? Do activations mean go fast? No. They mean, okay, first, Spirit is showing me a lot and it's really fast, sorry. First, you have to be open and receptive to the activation, to receive it. And then when it stirs in the waters, this is a very, receptivity through of energy through waves. When it stirs in the waters, it's very electromagnetic, Spirit is saying. And what that is, you guys, with the wands in the ocean here, the light coming down, Ma'at, I'm hearing for someone, maybe that's a guide, Ma'at. Horus, also I'm thinking of the wings of a hawk. Anyway, what that is, that electromagnetic is electric, mental, the currency, the spark. I've received the message through the crown. It's down there. It's sparking in my mental body. Now, in the waters of my emotion, where do they meet? And that buzz, that bzz, that moment happens. I heard, it's electrifying. Receive that. And if you've received it, are you choosing to move out of your comfort zone? Do you want to take a new adventure? Or there's something here about don't lose the spark because you're staying in the past, okay? Some of us, love and light, okay? I feel what is going to happen is we are all being sparked in lots of different ways. And this even goes back, once again, I will say yes. Like once again, Spirit says yes. Taking back to total solar eclipse last spring in 2024. In the year of 8, okay, bringing it to now. It's not the first time you've received these sparks. Now, we will start, maybe this is why we're working so much with the Star of David, the 6-pointed star, the shield, etc., however you view that, the Merkaba. The Merkaba world now, okay, Spirit is showing me combustion in a motor with that spark. And that's going to ignite codes that are going to be thrown out of the heart space. And then what happens? This feels fast, but in linear time, Spirit is saying there's no way to set a timeline on that. It's important to understand, okay, this is Mercury already, child, already out of retrograde trying to move fast through these waters. Okay, now Spirit is showing me how you would burn an oil lamp versus burning what? Gas? The oil lamp is well fueled by the spark, but it sustains. Okay, there's something about sustaining the spark. This is Virgo work, Spirit says. Okay, sustaining the spark is Virgo work. Okay, Spirit is telling me, well, if you were doing combustion, you were running a car, you want the car to be well oiled and be very efficient. That way the combustion from the spark gives you way more push for like your, I don't know, bang for your buck. What am I trying to say? Sustaining, excuse me, the spark is Virgo work, Spirit is saying. Yeah, because we need to be able to how do we say, transmit the code efficiently, or it gets lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like trying to run code through a computer whose software or whose hardware, whatever the case may be, is not upgraded. I think this goes back to this being a very 6th house year. And whether you're doing mind, body, or spirit work, purge, detox, cleaning, being efficient, we want to be able to use this activation wisely. But we need the energy. We need to, it's like starting a motor and not fizzling out, not getting stuck. being able to go out of your comfort zone is something like this, Spirit. What else? What else on this activation? What else on this? Spirit was saying received a transmission. Maybe you feel like you've been activated recently. Maybe this was a dream or a meditation. Maybe this was a synchronicity or a sign or a message, whatever the case may be. I mean, good gracious. Activations can come in many different ways, but I feel like you would have known if you totally felt like you just, whoa, I received an activation recently. It's like someone opened a floodgate and it was just coming in and... Oh, we're going to be quiet now? You know what I feel? Two of Cups on the bottom. That's interesting. That is a divine balance card between masculine and feminine. Do you see that? This is not outside of you. It's happening within you. It's not about love and a soulmate. It's about inner healing and balancing the waters. Balancing the waters, the emotions, the frequencies within your body and your mind. Okay, so that your higher self can bring things down. Okay, and then of course that's how you continue to practice self-awareness, create new things, elevate, and then call things into your experience. Okay, Archangel Michael energy here. Kundalini rising, right? Snake, transformation, shedding skin. Okay. What's interesting though is I don't think any more cards are coming out because the point is to not get all up beside yourself. You know, it is to let the uninhibited flow of the light come through. I'm hearing, hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Yeah, there's a big thing coming through here energetically. I'm feeling into like conquer your fears, or do it anyway, even if you're afraid. Because that's going to be, let's be fucking real, that's going to be the more likely outcome. Do it anyway, even if you're afraid, isn't it? But now, I don't know, Spirit has guided me to differentiate. Do it anyway, even if you're afraid. Doesn't mean be messy and sloppy and get in a hurry and try to do 5 things so you can have more of that. Let's just do it energy. No, it's still quality, not quantity. It's still wise discernment and moving in alignment or staying still as opposed to moving out of alignment. Okay, that still is really important. But we are not going to stay stuck and stagnant, left in fear. Okay, we have another portal. Y'all did this not? Oh shit, I'm sorry, I just saw it. Remember the last message? We had a 2 on this side and a 2, and I was saying the 4 of Wands is always my, and the lights at the top. The 4 of Wands is always my 2-2. I'm sorry, the 4 of Wands is my 11-11 card, and I was telling them in this most recent message that it looked like an 11-11 portal on both sides, and it was protect the portal. Okay. We're still in that energy of the portal. Interesting. I know it's tempting to stay where you feel really cozy and comfortable, like forever and ever. It's easy here. I don't know. There's a message here. There's a message here about getting out of a comfort zone. Okay, are you kind of romanticizing the experience of your life? You know what I mean? Are you doing the playful synchronicity thing? Are you allowing yourself to dream? Okay, getting something pushing you out of complacency here. And it's in these portals. What are you noticing now that we're coming out of? We came out of the eclipse portal, right? We came past the 4-4 portal. We came, Mercury retrograde. What do we have? Child, listen, we were talking about this Pisces energy. It's big. It's big. It's prolific creativity. Oh my gosh. Like, it's very exciting when you really comprehend that you create your life, and that means you can do whatever you want with it. It really, really does. It really does. What energies do we have? We have Libra, we have Aries, we have Taurus, we have Pisces, Cancer, Pisces. Just to shout out a few. Honestly, you can find the whole entire zodiac in what I like to call the Pillar of Light card. There's such a huge call to create with intention and alignment with your highest and best self. There's such a creative call right now, but to dream and to be higher up in alignment. Again, North Node Pisces. Okay, but Virgo energy can also be connected to the Empress. Are you creating a space where you can birth this newness into? Maybe this is about clearing things out of your space. It can be to prepare for this, to prepare for what's coming out of these. Spirit's going to bring things. Look, literally the Empress gives birth to. And then Malkuth at the bottom, right? The cross of the elements, the cardinal cross of the elements. You see that at the bottom? Something's going to come through if it hasn't already. What is the newness you're giving birth to? Okay, but have you made space? I'm hearing nesting. Okay, yeah, I love this energy. Oh, tower on the bottom. Okay. The universe doesn't want us to, our team and higher self does not want us to. I'm taking out the Season of the Witch Ostara Oracle. The universe wants us to go through this process willingly and intentionally. The universe and our team and spirit doesn't want to have to give us towers, you know. That's like wanting a kid to learn the lesson so you don't have to do it the hard way. This hurts me more than it hurts you. That's what I heard. Oh, I forgot. Let me write down for us. Girasol quartz was coming through again. That's come through on another message. I think any crystal elements, any beautiful, we are so thankful, you know, for Terra Gaia and her ascending spirit. Her beautiful, Terra Gaia is evolving and is sentient, and everything on her living is sentient as well. You know, we're thankful for the minerals and the plants and all the Davic nature spirits and the animals, all the pure, beautiful things that support us. Any crystals really in plant medicine that can help you calm your nervous system are going to be huge right now, right? All right, what can we add to this message that is helpful, that is good, that is uplifting? That's for the highest and best good. What else? What else do we need to see and hear, Spirit? Prolific creativity, sign me up. Daffodils. Okay, who doesn't love a daffodil? Doesn't it just make your day? Okay, this was on the bottom and I feel we have to take it because we were literally talking about the Cardinal Cross. And this is a Sacred Circle. I mean... Flower wand. Okay, let me stop. What? That has Bridget vibes, does it not? It's so beautiful. So we have daffodils. Oh, let's look at daffodils. The whispers that inspire are shifting towards you in a melody of creative blooms. Inspiration. Yeah. Going along with the Empress there. Walking through that portal once again. Protect what is growing that's new. It makes me think of my incubation powder. It's like a tea party outside. All the little daffodils. Okay, let's read daffodils together. There we go. Page 51. Renewal, vitality, and inspiration. The whispers that inspire are shifting towards you in a melody of creative blooms. Ostara is licking at your heels when you begin to see bright, jubilant daffodils picking through the snow. Yes, we already have technically passed the spring equinox, but I love to teach about the wheel of the year, you guys, is that it's unfolding. It's not just a linear, you know, Gregorian Roman, you know, inverted spell of it is only this day and this time, and time has to be just so. No, we rebuke that shit. Return that shit to sender. We too tired. We ain't trying to do all that. It's an unfoldment, right? Ostara is like weeks. It's a season. It's beautiful. I really feel like, even if you're not religious, even up to the point of Easter, which is, you know, the season of Eostra, the goddess. Yay, thank you so much for stealing from us once again. Return that shit to sender. Okay, it's fine though. We gotta laugh about it. You know, I'm still going to dye some eggs and do my shit anyway. But it's an unfoldment is what I'm trying to say. It's not just one day. Ostara, to me, really goes all throughout April, honestly. And then we get up to this beautiful point, like at the very last week of May, and we're in anticipation of May Day and Beeltene and the whole season. And the Fae, and it's beautiful, right? I love it. So, for somebody's like, it's not spring equinox anymore. Ciao, bye. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. Good day, sir. Okay. Getting back to it, all right, gaze upon them and notice their trumpet-like shape, as though Mother Earth created them specifically to announce the return of spring and the end of the uninspired, stuck energy of winter. Just as winter represents stagnation, you may have experienced a similar energy presenting itself as a block, a lack of growth. This is interesting that stagnation is coming through because we were talking about spirit wanting to bring something down. And we were talking about the dissolution of the gates of Saturn and then this Neptunian water washing down. What song am I hearing? Y'all, child, I'm not religious, but I be hearing all kind of songs, and I can't take back that I was raised in the South in the thumping Bible Belt, y'all. I was hearing, as I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear, what is it, the robe and crown, child, I don't know. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, let's go down by the river. Okay, interesting. Very washing, very flowing, very river, very dissolution. Okay, love to see the Two of Cups here. Washing through this portal so that this can come down. Giving birth. Okay, yes. Anyway, let's get back. The birth flower of March has arrived to announce the shifting of your seasons. Yes, come through. It is an invitation to embrace your current changes with optimism. Reconnect with your inner vitality by planting seeds. Child, I planted my seeds this weekend. I hope you get some seeds and plant them. I don't care how old you are, who you are. When you see those damn little sprouts coming through, it's the best thing. You'd be like, magic is real and life is good. And did you know, from my studies in environmental science and like cognitive therapy and psychology, you know I love all the things. Listen, when you put your hands in dirt, in soil, there is literally microbiomes, bacteria, there's all kind of things popping off. You absorb it. Again, this is why we be screaming at you, take your damn shoes off and go outside. Get outside, y'all. Oh, in the South, in the Appalachia, if you already knew you was outside all day, get outside. Don't come in my house until y'all never have the door locked on you. You never got locked outside as a child and it shows. Okay, no. What I'm saying is these things absorb into your skin, whether through your hands, also through your feet. And there's a serotonin release and there's things, chemicals popping off in your brain because humans were made to be interacting with nature and the soil and not just being the fucking inside all day, right? So please. And child, if you don't feel like planting seeds, just get you some plants. And you can even just get you some soil and put some soil, maybe, I don't know, connect with the soil. There is so much freaking going on that is magical and amazing in like a handful of soil. But I digress. Let me get back. Reconnect with your inner vitality by planting the seeds of creativity and inspiration. Something's going to grow that you've already planted, perhaps, through this portal. Okay, the sun is shining down. Here comes the sun, doo 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 doo, and I'll say, that's what I'm hearing. I'm seeing a bee animal spirit. You may rediscover a forgotten hobby, delight in new adventures, or simply take in the wonder and the beauty all around you. And I love that. Maybe this is that Virgo change of pace in the habitual, I don't know, I heard monotony, of a day. Maybe there is a change that you need that involves planting something, being outside, taking in the beauty. Hell, we all need that right now. Like, ooh, put your phone down. I know you better stop looking at that propaganda box and go outside. I can guarantee you that tree is not going to fuck you up inside, okay? I guarantee it. And go talk to that tree. It will alleviate some of that wonk ass energy on us. I'm telling you, try it out. Test me. Providing an outlet for self-expression naturally puts your mind and spirit in a period of growth. Remedies to problems will suddenly appear, and you will have the answer you desire. Until that time comes, allow yourself to reconnect with your passions as a source of fuel for fresh solutions. Okay, so creativity is a portal for someone I'm hearing. Creativity is a portal. The sacred circle makes me think of the wheel. I'm hearing the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know where I'll be tonight. Okay, I'm not healed that much, y'all. Let me stop. A dive into the depths of the unknown within beckons your becoming. Okay, so there's some sort of rebirth within as well. Maybe the creative portal you're going through is like you with you recreating parts of yourself, and I love that. Hear me out. Like, sometimes can we not just have a year? The gates open, receptivity, energetic waves, expansion, Jupiter, moons, receiving a transfer. It's like, what if there's something here for someone about just being in a time where you are the project, you are the creative goal, nurturing yourself, working on your mind's body and spirit health. You are the transmission vessel. Sometimes we put a lot of things outside of ourselves as if us just existing here and doing the beautiful work that is within us. Maybe the creativity portal is us. I don't know, it's something like this. And I think that's beautiful. Sacred circle, it begins where it ends. Go deeper, infinite wisdom. Cycles ending to create new beginnings. I actually drew the death card this morning for myself, so it's very interesting to see that mirrored here. The circle represents a never-ending journey that has no start and no end. The wheel of the year is like a circle that continues to revolve year after year, with each revolution offering. You see, we always talk about the spiral of ascension is like this. You know what I'm saying? Up and up and up. The wheel of the year is like a circle that continues to revolve year after year, with each revolution offering another chance to dive deeper into spiritual discovery. There will always be room to grow, evolve, adapt, or express, and thus your capacity for growth is infinite. That's not scary, that's beautiful, Spirit wants to say to someone. This card represents an opportunity to go deeper, to look beyond what you know and consider all the things that you may have yet to discover. Okay, this is perhaps this transmission we're receiving, something yet to discover. The card represents for a current relationship, this card can mean getting to know your partner as they are today, instead of expecting them to be who they were in the past. If you're ending a relationship, and that's very possible, you guys, hear me out, like Mercury retrograde between Aries and Pisces, coupled with doing a lot of Venusian work, and we just finished all of these South Node and Libra contracts last year coming into this year. Yeah, I can very loudly and clearly hear and see that being ended relationships. And that's okay. That's not a terrible thing. Love and light. We have so many cycles. It's giving like, that's not the only fish in the sea. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself in that position. Yeah. And plus, Venus is in retrograde too, child. Venus, that's only going to last another week. So, oh shit. And then, child, then this coming weekend, we're going to have a full moon in Libra. New connections, heart space about to be ripe with all these new codes. Look at the Empress. Okay. Maybe that's a new relationship connection for someone, because a journey has ended and it's like you processing the ending. Clearing a new pathway. Okay, I can see that. I can see it. Excuse me. This relationship, let's go back. If you're ending a relationship, this card is confirmation that someone new will appear much sooner than you think. This relationship can be intimate or regarding a friend or even business or creative partnerships. In career or finance, any disruptions will only be temporary inconvenience. You will experience a pause just long enough to fully close one door before opening another. Perhaps this is your chance to discover fresh trends and try different ideas. If your question is about finding purpose or clarity, you are invited to walk a completely different path from what you already know. Ultimately, this card has appeared to guide you towards something entirely new. Yes, I love that energy. I think we're gonna, what do we want to do? Let's pull some, you guys, from how we get all the way back there, child. Let's pull some. I can't stand that glare. We don't have a lot of natural light today, though. It's like a nice rain. Somehow it's not depressing. It's like refreshing. It's like steady enough to be a good spring rain. You know what I'm talking about? That's the kind you out here in the Blue Ridge. You got that good tea in your mason jar talking about, we needed this rain on the front porch. You know, if you know, you know. Your Meemaw and Papa and them talking about, we needed that. Y'all know them, Lord, them fires. We needed the rain. Hey, I'm thankful. I'm thankful we got the rain. By the way, this is a beautiful deck, is new to me, and I'm really enjoying it. The Angel Number Oracle by the Pulp Girls. Love it. Love it. Okay, Spirit. What else? What else, Spirit? Receptivity, creativity, new, still closing cycles, walking through portals. And these are epic portals, remember? Because not only do we have a womb of spring that is opening up, child, it's a whole womb of Neptune opening up all of these new. Listen, let me pull you aside in the room and tell you too. I'm not saying don't be unrealistic and don't have knowledge and have a preparedness mindset and shit. You know what I mean? Child, I got 4 Aquarius big ass placements. I overthink with the best of them. But we are coding and co-creating a new reality matrix through the frequency of our heart space. And what we think about is what we co-create. And so a lot of people are like pulling all these crazy ass aspects of, remember in the past, Spirit is laughing and saying, past, remember the past, remember. Child, we do not live there. Just because the last time Pluto was here, the last time Uranus, or remember every time that, don't do that. Love and light, but get the fuck on respectfully. We rebuke that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? I understand that if we don't learn about history, we're doomed to repeat it. And I could actually debate that, but I digress. Okay, I'm all for learning and having a what do we say, how do we say, Spirit? A wide breadth of fucking history. Right? Hello, child. Air sign gang. You know we about to educate somebody today. Okay, but there's a difference in educating yourself and then dwelling, going back to worrying about, we gonna fucking reverse manifest some crazy ass timeline. And I'm not fucking with that. I know we all didn't ride this wave of awakening and going up on this tier of ascension and all of our frequencies and heart spaces just busting the fuck out. And Spirit being like, yes, they are so ready. Let's do the convergence. And then being like, ew, why y'all keep talking about this? I don't like that. Cut that out. We don't do that over here. Okay, maybe respectfully. We all have our free will. We're very mindful of what we speak with spelling and what we weave into co-creation frequencies with our words. Spirit says, okay, we are mindful of that over here. Love and light. Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay, we have 202 perseverance. I love that. And we have 88 reward. Yes. I heard you. The Empress, right? Pushing out that baby. Girl did not give up. What's on the bottom? Achievement. Not 2134. Okay, so perhaps you've been seeing these number sequences. You see a lot of 8s, 202. Let's read what comes first. It's probably 88. Not 420. Okay. This beauty is quite the blessing. Do a quick vibe check. Where are you investing your energies in it? Not what I was just saying. Friend, I know you see it. Not what I was just talking about. If you don't pay attention to where you invest your energy and attention, Okay, where you place your focus is the area in which you will see incredible growth and abundance. Hey, and we were talking about Jupiter's moons and the subconscious deluge, and Spirit wants to help you, eradicate a bunch of gates that were closed to you before, and the moons being the subconscious. Jupiter expands abundance and wisdom. What do you want to expand? And that is what you will receive the keys and the codes to co-create. It can be as good as you want, or it can be as fucked shit as you want. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just channeling. Don't shoot the messenger. Love and light, Where you place your focus is the area in which you'll be seeing incredible growth and abundance. It's all connected and it all loops back around. You'll be seeing an increase in wealth if you put in the work. Whether that's on a material level or a spiritual scale, keep going. Success, prosperity ahead, manifestation of rewards for your hard work. Yes. Green light to continue your current path. Okay. Check in on where you're placing your energy. Yes. Y'all, let me not preach. It's already an hour at the timestamp. Let me not preach about the damn propaganda box. Don't get me started. Child. Okay. Where is 202, Spirit? Here we go. Stay the course. That's interesting because this said green light to continue your current path and stay the course. So maybe some of you, maybe this is for not applicable to everyone, but for some, the wheel is turning. You are channeling all this prolific creative energy and you're like, well, I've worked really hard to get to where I am. Okay, maybe Spirit is not saying you have to jump off just because everybody is kind of awakening to these new paths. For example, I'm in a position where, everybody don't even know everything that I've been through in a decade to be where I am sitting at exactly right now. People are like, oh my God, that's amazing. You're in these alchemy ritual boxes and you're, I could give a lot of examples and I'm very grateful and so thankful to receive everything. You know what I'm saying? It's not even being ugly, but I'm just saying, woo, it's been a decade. A decade. Can you fuck with it? I mean, 3 years of that was an apprenticeship. Like, there's so much you don't understand. Some people are at a precipice now where they're standing with like a staff. So for some, maybe you need the confirmation that you're on the right path. Stay the course, okay? Your inner self, your very soul, is strong enough to weather any adversity that may arise. This is a call to have faith in yourself and your abilities. You're not destined for mundanity. Is that a word? Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Air signs, can y'all relate? Maybe Virgos too. I don't know. Mundanity. You hear a word and you're like, there ain't no way. Y'all, it's a word for real. So, duh, of course it's a word. They wouldn't put it in the book. Mundanity. Okay, today years old. Listen, learn something new every day, okay? I don't want to read it again, though. I don't like it. Stepping into your power might require you to do the scary thing rather than the easy thing. And that's okay. Life is all about learning, about testing new waters. Get out of your comfort zone and enter the cosmic zone. So maybe in the path that you were on, you've accrued, X, Y, and Z and been through all this stuff in my example for it. Maybe, yeah, bitch, it's been a decade. Okay, let's take it to the next level. Like, what's the next thing you can do? It was a big challenge for me to get 3 boxes worth of a stock order ready to ship to a shop. That was fucking huge for me, y'all, because normally I do small private events. I do a lot of custom work. Child, when I tell you what I've been doing for so many years, for probably 7 years in the same way. And it's been very beautiful as a slow, steady, pattern of growth. Child, 3 boxes of inventory, what? And then the description, all the little shit that goes on, in the background anyway. Woo! It was a new experience for me. I'm going to tell you, I'm so grateful. But you have to be, you don't have to be. It's free will. But if you would like to push it to the next level, we have the 2 of Wands, right? I know I felt like I was pushing a baby out trying to get all that ready. Perseverance. Okay. All right. Plumbing the depths of your soul. Pluming. It's probably pluming. I'm sorry. The depths of your soul. Trust that you can achieve even your biggest dreams, and you can. Please trust. Unparalleled sense of determination, optimism in the face of hardship. Every problem I encounter has a solution. Yes. Yes. I love this energy so much. You guys, happy Monday. Enjoy your week as we kind of come out of the haze. It's been a challenging Mercury retrograde. I'll give you that. I sure will. On top of this eclipse portal. But I love how powerful we're going to come out of this other side, especially building up to this full moon too. I love it. I think it's going to be great. So enjoy the rest of your day. All right. I look forward to talking to you soon, guys. Bye.